Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to speak to you today about the transformative power of football, or soccer as some people know it, to change lives and communities for the better. Let us begin with a photograph taken of me at the venue which will host the opening game of the FIFA World Cup 2022 on November 21, 2022, which is coincidentally exactly 500 days from today. What you can see is a photograph taken of me with Cameroonian football legend Samuel Eto'o last month at the Al Bayt Stadium in Al Khor, Qatar. As you all know, Qatar will be hosting the FIFA World Cup next year, and the stadium you can see will host the opening game featuring the Qatari national team. I had the opportunity to meet with Eto'o and interview him about his career in football and why giving back to the community is important to him. This was a day I will remember for a long time, and it was made possible by a program that I'm part of called Generation Amazing. Today, I hope to give you an insight into this innovative program. About 18 months ago, I attended an invitational gala event in Doha, Qatar, hosted by an organization called Education Above All, where I listened with great curiosity to UN representatives speak about the ability young people have to create social change. This inspired me to question how I was contributing to my community. I soon realized my duty to serve the world that had nurtured me for many years. It was my turn to give back. Fortunately, an opportunity came up and I took it. I applied and was selected amongst youth nationally to become a member of the 2020 cohort of Generation Amazing Youth Advocates. Let me tell you a bit about Generation Amazing. It's a legacy program established to use football for development, F4D, a methodology it developed to support communities around the world in Nepal, Jordan, the Philippines, Haiti, Rwanda, and many other countries as part of Qatar's mission for the 2022 FIFA World Cup. With over 725,000 beneficiaries to date, Generation Amazing has contributed to reducing social problems such as discrimination based on race, gender, or socioeconomic background by installing soccer pitches globally and running programs which allow children and adults of different contexts to play together and respect each other. The greatest thing about using football for social change is how unintuitive it feels at first, but how clear the connection between football and social dynamics becomes after just a few workshops. What I admire about the concept is that it is more than just a concept. During the different training sessions I have had with Generation Amazing, I explored the theory behind why different rules in football games, like a minimum number of passes or a blind goalkeeper, output different social interactions and solve different problems. But I also got to learn about and experience firsthand the true impact that carefully crafted activities can have on the lives and relationships between people, helping to bridge socioeconomic problems and generally make the world a better place. I am and have always been enthusiastic about supporting the journey to achieving Generation Amazing's causes, ever since I learned about it. Over the past year, I have been engaging in many online and in-person workshops, learning about the F4D methodology and putting it to practice. Eager to deliver our message to the world, during the Qatar Leadership Conference 2020, I presented an online workshop to youth internationally about how sports can be used to create social change in regions affected by conflicts, wars, and natural disasters. I am confident that youth have an important role to play in this, and this is why I am here delivering this talk. One of my favorite moments has to be the time when the other advocates and I ran onto the football pitch at the Al Rayyan or Ahmed bin Ali Stadium during the final of the 2020 Emir Cup in Qatar and took part in an activation with Australian footballer Tim Cahill and Samuel Eto'o, who I have had the pleasure to meet twice, to promote the Football for Development or F4D movement. I had never been on the pitch of a stadium as big before in front of such a large crowd and sharing such an important message. That day is certainly one of my highlights of my time so far with Generation Amazing. I have been committed to using the power of football to promote social change among vulnerable youth from different countries across the globe, and Generation Amazing has been a valuable means for doing this. The GA International program started in 2009 with the construction of the first football community pitches in 2010. This was a unique opportunity to give back in a truly meaningful way and build the momentum for Qatar as a World Cup host country. I am proud to have contributed to a program with beneficiaries all around the world, from Pakistan to Haiti to Rwanda and many other places. With more than 725,000 individual direct and indirect beneficiaries, the program is truly world-changing. While doing this, Generation Amazing, or GA, have strived to keep a gender balance, having almost a 50-50 split in male and female members from Qatar schools and other global participants. The program has taught me many things, from the power of football and sports in creating positive social change to building your personal brand and mobile journalism, which I discovered through online workshops organized by GA. What connects all that I have learned with Generation Amazing so far, I believe, is the acknowledgement of the influence that intellectual and emotional dedication can lead to, whether it is thinking creatively about a football activity that will help solve a particular social problem for a group of people, or feeling passionate about an important story and wanting to share it with the world using just the capability of your phone. The activities that I have participated in with Generation Amazing have developed my intellectual ability and stimulated my deep desire to have a positive influence in the ways that I can, however small or large that may be. My journey with Generation Amazing is also a story of people. It is difficult for me to think of one particular person who I can describe as the best person I have met throughout the past year with Generation Amazing. However, among the many groups of people that I have engaged with during the different activities that I took part in, I would say that the worker advocates were amongst the most inspiring. These were adults who were working different jobs throughout the country and had taken time out of their busy personal and work lives to not just support the noble cause of Generation Amazing, but to join us, the youth advocates, in a football activity at the Al Bayt Stadium in Al Khor. They were very warm and kind and also had eye-opening insights about the effect of different variations of the activity we were exercising on achieving the desired social effect. Our community of advocates felt very tight-knit and complete that day, being surrounded by the worker advocates. Before I conclude, I wanted to let you know that Generation Amazing is constantly growing, and new members continue to join our community. In fact, one of the pillars of Generation Amazing is the GA Community Club, or GACC. There are multiple GACCs being developed around the world, and each one is designed to complement and build upon the successes of the GA Football for Development program. The GACC is developed by the community for the community. Each community club is established to function as a multi-purpose hub that addresses the specific development needs of the community. And it is the community members, in collaboration with a local implementation partner of GA, who identify these needs. As I prepare for the next steps in my adventure with Generation Amazing, I witness myself transition from being curious about youth advocacy to passionately promoting community engagement to other young people. Look around you and see how you can give back to your own communities. If I can find a way, you can too. Thank you.